Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Hey y'all, what's up? I'm Ash.
I'm Tam.
And we are excited to be back. We have taken a little break. You know, we have busy lives.
Just a little break.
Just a little bit. So today we are going to just have a conversation with you, discuss a few things, and we have a guest. And so I'm going to let Tam introduce this guest. We figured we've had enough topics talking about or guessing. We're not going to give his real name. We're just going to give you his initials. One thing I don't understand, Tam, is these men often tell us.
I told you that's not my good side, so I can't turn this side. So
Okay.
I'd be like, huh?
Okay, you're beautiful either way. But these men often tell us that, we're talking about these topics, and we should, just to be fair, we should always have a man on here to give his opinion. But it's interesting that, we have to give initials. I mean, come on. Anyway, you want to introduce him?
Okay, so what would you like to be called? Bo Dilly,
Dilly Bo
Daddy, or the wise one?
The wise one.
The wise one.
The wise one.
So the wise one is a professional, and he does pretty well for himself. And he's been in long-term relationship. And the wise one, say hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And no, he is not the guy from Allstate.
he has a big voice, but he's not the guy from Allstate.
What's the guy from Allstate? You know his name?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The dude that was on Waiting to Exhale. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited because the wise one has years of experience in these streets. I mean, not in these streets. What I mean by that is it's dating and whatnot. So he's not just Rudy Poo.
That's right.
He's not. He's seasoned. So I'm excited to hear what the wise one has to say.
So am I.
All right, so let's just jump right into it. Straight shooter, no chaser. Okay. The wise one, if you're gonna figure out that I'm pretty but straightforward, so bear with me. I wouldn't say I'm a type A personality. I think that's her though. I'm more of a B, 70% B, 30% A. I don't know. But anyway, so jumping into this. Interesting enough, so I love listening to podcasts, and this particular one, I forget the name of it, but I think it was an older episode, maybe a couple of years old. And this podcast, it had a relationship expert, but I think she was also considered a sex expert. I don't know. But
how do you qualify to be a relationship or a sex expert? Do you have to take some classes or some type of certification, or do you just give yourself that title?
Well, a good thing you asked, because the host of the show said, now I know I'm always talking about sex and giving advice, she says, but I'm not qualified, but this person is qualified. So she had a master's in some type of sociology and,
okay. So she just gave herself that title of an expert. Because there's no professional title as an expert in relationships.
Well, I can't say yes or no, but I do know what she does for a living is she has,
I'm gonna give myself a title. I gotta think about it.
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna look at her background because I think she has something. I think there is something. So,
type of, yeah.
So, because I know sociology is like the study of human behavior,
right?
So anyway, sorry we got off track as we do sometimes. So the host of the show said, maybe it's my personality. I'm pretty strong. I know what I want. Da 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 da. So the expert says, you know what I found? Because she also counsels people. I found that many men will say that they want a woman who knows what they want, but once they get her, they don't want that type of woman anymore. So I guess my first question to you is, in your opinion, what does a woman who knows what she wants look like?
Well, coming from the wise man.
Yes.
I would say a woman that looks like a A woman that knows what she wants. I would say she looks like a woman that has a lot of confidence. She knows the path that she's taken. She's not going to accept less than that. She's strong in her own skin. She's strong in her voice. She's not going to alter the road that she's taken. She's not going to take on somebody that's going to drag her down.
Oh, I like that one.
She's going to be the type of woman that if she's pushing, she expects somebody else to pull. If she's pulling, she expects somebody else to push.
I like that.
It's the wise, right?
The wise man.
So I would think, I would say that a woman that really knows what she wants, some men are probably say they know what they want, and that's what they want in a woman, but when they really do get that, they're really not ready for it.
So you're saying some men just don't know the strengths of a woman
I would say
and the
that.
level of independence.
A lot of men are afraid of independent women.
Oh,
They really are.
why is that? Expound on that, please.
Well, a woman that's independent, a man will be afraid of it because she doesn't really need all the things that he could probably bring to the table sometimes. She makes her own way. So,
Do you think that's an assumption? Like he see that this woman is moving and shaking and, you know, making things happen without him, so he assumes that she doesn't really need him?
well, if he's not real and knows what he wants, then it's going to be a problem for him. I mean, if he's fake about it, it'll never work.
So
He'll get rid of that woman if he's fake about it. If he's real about it, he'll hang in there.
So he has to be
Stay
confident
with the
in
grind.
himself.
That's right. He'll stay with the grind. Either he'll push and pull, or she'll push and pull.
Okay.
well, actually, there has to be something in that woman that attracts her to him. And he has to understand it and accept it, because evidently there was something in her that he found it attractive as well. So with that being said, I think we just need to be open and upfront. And so he knows what type of woman she is. And so I think if he should back away, it's not necessarily anything that she's done. I think it might be insecurity, or the guy just might be afraid of a true relationship.
Well, going back to the need, men assuming that a woman who's making moves and making things shake doesn't need him. But I'm just speaking from, and I'm confident enough to say, many women, not just myself, we might make things happen on our own. We might be go-getters. But if we are actively involved with this man or showing interest in this man, he obviously has something that we feel like we need, you know? And most importantly, want. And I think it's a man's insecurity, correct me if I'm wrong, that makes that assumption that, oh, she's doing this, she has that.
But he knows they're coming in, though.
Right. So he knows that. Let's say I have it going in, you know, but then all of a sudden, if I have these aspirations, these dreams, and I'm trying to move towards them, he all of a sudden feels that I don't need him. I just feel like, I mean, that conversation is to be had. Like, hey, babe, look like, you know, do you even need me?
So what do you think? Because I feel like it's insecurities and he's just scared and he's just running from it. But she's feeling like, you know, he's not feeling needed. But he knows it's going in that she's an ambitious woman.
Or I'm feeling like he's just not up to par. Or I'm feeling like he just, you know, I hate to say it. One thing I don't like to do is emasculate. I don't emasculate men. But I feel like, well, because he's feeling like that and he's probably acting some type of way towards me, he's probably weak. And that might not even be the case. But because of the lack of communication and the assumptions, I know how to pull it out of him.
I'm not going to say the man is just weak.
Yeah, he probably ain't.
I'm not going to say he's just weak, but maybe he's not strong enough to handle where that woman, the level that woman is at. You know, if she's really, really real and true and on the path that's, you know, of being positive, moving forward, sometimes a man is just slow to, you know, to catch on to that.
To catch up.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He's slow to catch on sometimes. And I mean, and you know, like I said, when a strong-minded woman, I mean, when she's got her goal set, she's got it set.
Yeah.
And she's going that way. She's either going that way with him or without him. If he's not strong enough to hang on, he's going to fall by the wayside. Insecurity is going to take over, He's done.
Now keep in mind, women who are listening, well, it's a big difference between a woman who's strong-willed, strong-minded, and about her business versus I don't need a man woman. That's one thing I don't agree with. You know, those women who are out there, I don't need a man and da 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 da. You know, so there's a big difference. And I'm sure you've encountered both. The strong woman, independent woman, so independent she doesn't need a man or want a man. I think those are all liars anyway. But
we gotta say something to hype ourselves up.
Yeah,
we won't look,
that's true.
Appear bad, like something wrong with us because we're single.
Try to suppress those feelings.
Right.
It's kind of like me on the way to court. If I have a trial, I'm listening to some trap music to get me crunk. Mm-hmm. Like I don't have any type of jitters.
You know what? You gotta hype yourself up.
Yeah,
you have to hype yourself up to get through those times.
Right. So if I'm hearing everything correctly, the wise one, if a man, sometimes men will say they probably really do want a woman who knows what she wants because nobody like to guess, read minds. But sometimes when he get that woman who knows what she wants, he's afraid of it. Either he's afraid of it, or he's insecure, or he doesn't feel needed. And I would even try to say maybe emasculated sometimes. Like, I'm a man, I'm supposed to be able to do this and that for her, but she either won't let me or she doesn't need me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't a man want that? Why wouldn't a man want to be, I'm not saying have it made or easy for him.
A partner.
Yeah. Why wouldn't a man want that? I mean, it makes things that much better for him.
I think some men, just as an ego stroke or
old school.
The old school.
This is the way.
Yes. They want that.
Of, this is what I want my family to look like.
But do note, back then, more men had heart attacks. I'm just saying.
So basically what you're saying is a man that wants a woman like that, he feel like he should be actually the lead. Mm-hmm. No matter if that woman is, ahead of him or not. He feel that she should back up and
dim her light, maybe.
Yeah.
But guess what? She shouldn't have to dim her light for him to be the lead.
Exactly.
Personally, I can't speak for Tamika, but I want a man who can take the lead, and I still, even if I make more money, you know what I'm saying? But just because you might make more money or you might have a more prestigious career, it doesn't mean that you want to come home and still have to wear those shoes. For me, example, if I'm a black attorney, right? Even with Tam being in HR, most of the time she's like the only black person. But we often have to wear those shoes where I'm demanding and commanding my spot. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to come home and do that too. So he want to be the lead, do it.
There's nothing more attractive to me than a man that can put me in my place
respectfully. I mean, hell, it's attractive.
It is. Now I'm like I'm babysitting Jace or Sean or raising a third baby.
I don't want to have to always wear those shoes. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm. I'll be quiet.
So,
but when
I'll be talking again.
So both of y'all actually saying that you would like a man to have the masculinity lead.
Yes.
At times.
Yes.
Well, all the time.
But here's the catch. Value my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I think
a real man would.
There you go. Value my opinion. Treat me with respect, because that should go mutually. Because one thing I would never do is disrespect or emasculate you. Mm-hmm. So I demand the same in return. And yeah, pretty much it. Like, be a man's man. And don't be a man's man wouldn't be threatened. Yes, that's what it is. Wouldn't be threatened by my position, intimidated by my goals, mm-hmm. Or feel like I'm trampling on him.
I feel like he knows that going in though, but I guess to what extent does he know how self-sufficient this woman is?
Right.
But with me, I try to put it all out there. Good, bad, and ugly side of me. That's what you're gonna get one day anyway.
Yeah, it ain't gonna always be.
I don't want it to be a surprise.
That's right. Because
So learn how to deal with it.
A person can only hide that for so long. Man or woman.
Well, one thing I'm not gonna do is hide it, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And knowing how to, I guess, communicate whenever those ugly sides do come out, you know? Because you have to think about it. There's two different people in a relationship, two different backgrounds, family backgrounds. You raise different values, you know, so you're gonna bump heads.
That's right. I think though, I'm a really good judge of character. So I pretty much know, and you know this too, because I tell you, you be like, hang in there, girl. And I be like, girl, I gotta pull out.
It's different. She be trying to get rid of the dude, like, but when he do something very tiny.
Look, though, it don't matter because when he do something very tiny, I already know what type of person it is. Am I wrong?
Is it always that type of person all the time?
I don't know. I don't know if it's. I think I know who you're talking about, but just know that there's two parts. Two people contribute to the relationship: the good, the bad, the reason why it failed, everything.
I already know when they can't handle me.
That's to say we all need to do some self-evaluations.
I do mine. And so that's why, like, I just give up. I'm just gonna be mean.
You was gonna say something, the wise one.
Go ahead, the wise one. I'm sorry.
I'm listening to both of y'all. I mean, I'm
we're here to see. We're here to get your opinion. Oh, okay. All right.
So what you learning from us?
I'm learning that, you know, I think with you two, just listening to what y'all saying, that both of y'all are light shiners.
Are light shiners?
Both of y'all are
you hear that?
Both of y'all are light shiners. For real.
So, okay, light shiner. Kind of like that dude when we was in New Orleans said, y'all are dazzling.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was like, oh man, we were being there.
You know what? If only everybody will see that.
They see it.
I think they're afraid of
it. I don't blame them. You know what?
But look, anybody will look. Not to toot my own horn, but beep. Anybody that gets with me it's not going to be a downgrade. I don't care what you say. Okay,
they know it.
All right,
they know it.
I'm just saying, as I feel tea.
Okay, carry on. Go ahead and blow out.
I was listening. I mean, you know, both of y'all seem to be light shiners, and I mean, why wouldn't a man be real truthful to either one of you? Why wouldn't a man want to be on that bandwagon? That's
a good question. You know, only thing I can say is, if I'm going to be honest, y'all, we're not trying to make this a show about us seeking counseling, but that's like what it is. But the only thing I can conclude is I think people might misinterpret my knowing what I want to be pushy or bossy. I was actually talking bossy once. I'm like, but I'm like, what? Who, me? Like, I'm so.
You are laid back, way more laid back than I am.
Wow, and that's why I'm like, I'm bossy. And I think if I bring a dislike to the forefront, I'm bossy, you know. But I think because I'm pretty much forward, it's kind of a turnoff, and it's misconstrued to be something else that it's not, you know. Mm-hmm. They might take that as though I have a type A personality, or like I said, I'm bossy, I'm pushy, which I'm not. Sometimes I think I let stuff go. I have patience a mile long, and I think I should not.
I just think you, to a certain extent, you know, you are just direct. You don't beat around the bush, but not in like, I'm the aggressive one. I'm the one that will like with no filter.
And I think men like that. Like, I'm gonna start like F you, bitch, and maybe they'll stick around.
I ain't that good though.
She ain't that good at what I'm saying. Like, yeah, it's like yin and yang.
And I'm thinking, girl, I'm the opposite. She's, you know, some guys say they want the aggressive one. It's me all day. She's like way laid back, and I'm thinking like,
I'm laid back, but I'm forward. But I think it's that's the word I'm looking for. Misconstrued as aggressive. Now, sometimes I can be, and I think it's just occupational hazard. I will ask questions on top of questions. But I'm ready to get to know you. Or if you're giving me some reason or excuse that don't make sense, so I'll just ask questions. I'm a question. So
I ain't gonna ask questions. I'm gonna be up front with you and tell them what it is. So let's, what we at now? 20 minutes in. What's our next topic?
So, but you didn't answer the question.
What question?
What do y'all think? I mean, what was the question? Why do y'all think, why do men not like, but, because I answered the question. I said, I think for me, it's they misunderstand me.
I don't know.
You don't think it's because you're too aggressive?
No,
you don't.
They just weak. If they feel like I'm too aggressive,
they just can't handle it. Okay, I hear you, sis. And you was gonna say something else.
And I ain't even mean though.
I don't think you mean.
See?
Okay.
You think I mean, Ashley?
I don't think you mean, but sometimes you can go below the belt.
I ain't no killer, but don't push me.
Don't push her. Okay. Okay, so another thing is, what I wanted to talk about today was, so I saw someone made a post today, right? And Tamika, you know this person. And the post read, I think it was, if you're watching this, don't get mad at me because I might butcher it, but it was something like, don't try to put a crown on a clown and expect him to be a king. And when I read that, I was like, even though it's pretty much basic and it's something we know, but that was a good way of describing what a lot of women do, and men, but I'm going to speak from a woman's perspective. We try to make this person worthy, knowing what type of person they are, knowing they have shown us so many red flags, but we want to make this person royalty. Basically, treat them like royalty, meaning for me, giving them the attention that they have not earned. You know what I'm saying? Making ourselves readily available and they haven't earned. We put this crown on them with all of these benefits, and then we expect them to act like royalty or a king. And that describes so many relationships that women and men have. Because I know men who will go after women or be interested in a woman who really ain't interested in him genuinely, and he want to put her on a pedestal as though she's a queen.
Okay. Now take this word from the wise man.
Okay. Make sure you speak up.
That person is probably tied up with the outer appearance. So, they could say, well, wow, she's fine, or she's good looking, or, whatever the case may be. And she's just riding this all get out on the inside.
Yeah.
And vice versa. A woman could look at a man and say, wow, he's buffed, or, he's driving a Mercedes, or he's doing this, he's doing that. And he's riding his ever on the inside.
Yeah.
So some people get caught up in the outside and really, try to, like you say, put a crown on a clown and think they can change it. But that person is still just horrible on the inside.
Yeah.
Just a horrible person, but they got the look that they want, and all of that. And I think a lot of men get tied up into that also.
What's so funny about this though is that, like, when I know this one particular person, she'll get into a relationship and everybody knows this guy's a butt, but she just glorifies him. But then the second where she just can't take no more of his bull crap. Now he this and he that, and we looking at her like,
yeah, but you tried to squeeze that crown on him.
You knew that. And then, like, relationship after relationship, it's the same thing. It's like, dude, stop hyping these guys up.
Yeah. So back to what you were saying, like the aesthetics. We as in people, we like a person because the way they look. Well, I must say I'm pretty much past it. I have to be attracted to you, but I'm pretty much past the outer appearance requirement. But a person be so ugly on the inside that it starts to show on the outside when we kind of wake up. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you see some women with a cake by the pound, as Beyonce say, all this makeup on, right?
Yeah. And
then men, in my opinion, continuously see them as that person until one day, after they've had enough, they wake up and they realize, dang, that makeup gone, and this person is I hate to say it, I don't call people ugly, but this person is just not the same person I went to sleep with last
What
night.
do you mean ugly on the outside or outside and inside?
But sometimes they can be disguised for many years.
Yeah.
Many years, 5 years, 10 years. Until one day, like you said,
You wake up.
you wake up,
Literally and figuratively, and see that.
You see something totally different in this person that they've been
Mm-hmm.
hiding for a long time. Something that you've been dealing with, and something that you just felt like, well, I can deal with this part of it, but because this is like, oh my God, she's this or he's that, and she makes this kind of money, he makes this kind of money,
Right.
Stuff like that, and you're willing to try and look over that part of it, because the image is there.
Mm-hmm.
That image, sometimes that image will blind you for a long time.
Yeah.
And then when your eyes finally get open, you ask yourself that question, what have I done?
Oh, who is this person?
What did I create? Is it what did I create or?
Oh, that's real. What did you create? Because it's kind of like this. I'm just get a little vulgar, but I liken it to when you younger and it's not that you really like who this person is, but you just stigmatized.
Oh my God.
Sorry. You hear the podcast, but after a while, no matter how good it is, it's just gonna be just a penis. Nothing special about it. And that hypnosis is gonna fall off, and it's not gonna have any power. So it's the same way when when you go after somebody because of the way they look, rather than the way they make you feel, or
Like I
what
said,
they can.
that's when I say that you get caught up in the image.
Yeah, get caught up in the image,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm like this. I'm at an age now. I'm like, if you're not bringing any substance in my life, if I don't see that you can, and I see that you still very immature, no matter how old you are, then it's pretty much cut it.
Some people will ride on it the whole time and know that they're not that person that you're looking for. They just ride on it the whole
Why?
time. Because it's good to them. It could be.
But you can go out there and get something else that's good to you. So why mess with somebody's, mental?
People do it just because. It's good to them. They're getting what they want out of it.
Yeah. And the sad,
Man or woman.
yeah, I'm saying the sad thing is that man might know that this woman is just taking him along for a ride. But why does he still deal with her? Or vice versa, why does she still deal with him?
One party could actually be in love.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
One party could actually be in love, and they can actually just say, well, I can deal with that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Things are going to get better.
Mm-hmm.
It can be crazy sometimes.
You're right. Love can make you do some crazy things. I can't say I haven't been there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you look back, you're like, man, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 years go by, and I could have been happy.
Yeah, and I think I told you once before too, Ashley, how like going through my divorce,
Mm-hmm.
how I felt like, man, I was in it. I felt like I was stuck for so long. Like I keep saying I can't leave because this, that, and the other. And I can't leave. Don't that sound like a domestic violence issue?
And that's what it sounds
wasn't even the case though. It's like you stay in it and you keep getting whooped mentally. And
that's what's called manipulation.
Maybe so, but not in that person's mind. They feel that I don't think it's anything that other person. How can I explain without sounding stupid?
No, I understand what you're saying.
I don't think so, because I don't really think that too many people really understand if they haven't been through it, because people can talk to their black and blue in the face, throw the Bible at people, throw all kind of textbook crap. But if you haven't really experienced anything like this, then
Like what?
like being in love, I guess, or this feeling like you can't leave because you just can't.
More like
I
you
don't know.
shouldn't. You feel like you shouldn't leave
You shouldn't leave because you want to make it work for whatever reason.
for the kids, or because you said you would never get divorced when you got married, or you don't want to,
or some kind of promise that you made to yourself or whatever.
Right. No, I understand that. I can't. Now I will say, I'm not saying my marriage is horrible. But I understand not leaving for me because I was raised deep in the church, and I was like, I'm only gonna get married one time, or I have a kid with him, or I actually love him.
But moving forward, I would say, if you have any doubt and you've tried, you just got to get up and do it unconsciously, because if you think about it, you're still gonna be there. You just gotta make that move.
What do you think, the wise one?
Well, now this is a subject that is deep.
Right.
It
And
is,
it's
of course.
real touching, because I've experienced some of that before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on a level that a lot of people probably wouldn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Deep love.
Yeah.
Make any kind of excuse to try and make it work.
Yeah.
Willing to forgive at any cost.
Right.
Especially when you've invested so much and so many years into it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what a lot of people look at. That it guilt them to stay, but then you gotta just reprogram your mind when you know that, man, this ain't good for me or this person or the family, and that's hard.
Right.
To just give up those years.
Yeah. You mentioned something, and something I always tell people: if you're gonna forgive, you got to forgive. You can't keep bringing it up.
Sorry for cutting you off.
No.
So,
Man,
what is actual forgiveness?
What is actual forgiveness?
Yeah. What does it mean to forgive?
Once you say I forgive you, you can't back up.
By backing up, you mean?
You can't rehash all the things that happened. Once you
Yes.
say I forgive you, or what they say, once you say I forgive you, you got to move forward. Because if you back up, you'll just be.
You will never progress.
You just be stuck in a
Ever.
the whole time.
Yes. Some of my girlfriends I've talked to, and they're like, so I tell them oftentimes, I'm like, look, one, if you're looking for me to tell you to divorce, I will never tell you to do that. But if you say you forgive him, you have to forgive him, meaning you cannot keep bringing up, oh, you remember when you did this to me? You remember when you did that to me? Da-da-da-da-da. Or you throwing hints. And the same thing for men. I'm like, if you're going to forgive me, you have to forgive me. And that's not bringing up stuff every time you get mad.
Okay, so that means if you forgive, that means you both are coming to this understanding. You've already talked about what the issue is.
Right.
We've learned from it, we're
Right.
growing from it, and we're going to move on.
Right. And the only time I ever want you to bring it up is if we're going to counseling. And after you bring it up that one time in counseling, and hopefully you got over it, don't bring it up again.
So you know what? If a person forgives, where are they at with the trust after that?
They're not right back at 100.
That's right.
But that's something you need to work with internally.
I think that
Not with
point
her.
is a start over.
Right.
Is a
Reset
born
button.
again,
It's a reset button.
like everything starts
But it's
over.
not saying that your trust level is going to go back up to 100.
It means you
He
gotta
or
build
she
that-
has
build
to
it back.
earn that back.
Mhm.
That's true.
But you don't need to show that you don't trust him by saying, "Oh, was you out here making it rain at that club, clapping on some cheeks?" No.
Clapping on some cheeks.
I'm just saying, like, because personally, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with strip clubs, but I'm just saying, if that was an issue, you can't,
Actually, like going to strip clubs.
some way. It's not that I'm saying I don't mind if my man, and if I had one, if he, every now and then want to go out with the boys, and
slap on some asses, right?
and no, maybe get a lap dance, eat some chicken wings, you know what I'm saying, have some drinks. I don't care as long as you know what a real action is.
That sounds
I'm
like a
okay
real
with
action.
Yeah, it's gonna be some real action when he see me on the stage.
So your mindset would be, you can
Come
live
here,
over
come
there.
to the stage, Moet.
So
That's
your
my stripper
mindset-
name, Moet.
So would your mindset would your mindset be that, okay, well, you can look all over there, but you're going home with me?
Right. I don't care about that.
Yeah, I don't care about that either.
Anyway, so
what questions do you have for us?
do you have any
want to
questions?
elaborate on anything else?
Or do you want to ask us some questions about, from a woman's perspective?
Okay.
Ask her.
Well, I don't care.
Let me
I
ask you
said.
this question then. If you did something and a man said that he forgave you, what would you be expecting afterwards?
It depends on what I did. Okay, if a man says he forgive me, I would expect I would put in effort, but I would also expect to see effort on his part.
So you would expect change out of him also.
Yeah. But it's kind of hard saying yes blindly because I don't know if he had changed on me before he said he forgave me. Now I do understand that it might be a slow progression maybe in some areas, like as we just discussed, trust. But I wouldn't expect him to try to go through my phone or check my messages and look at social media or anything like that because I'm like, you trust me, right?
But you won't get mad if your phone ringing and I just happen to pick it up.
No, but if you obvious on your intention is really just to see who calling me, and then you give me the phone.
I'm just naturally nosy anyway.
I don't. When somebody's phone ringing, I try not to even look at it. Here you go. Now if they ain't, yeah. But yeah, that's what I would expect. I would expect you to still. Matter of fact, if we wasn't having sex before you told me you trust me, we better be doing it.
So you think
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking.
I know you can't be real.
Heck no. This ain't no baby boy. This ain't no baby boy. So, yeah, effort is what I would expect to see from a man who says he trusts me.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
No. That's it.
All right, you all. We are, I will say, to the wise one, thank you so much. I really enjoyed this episode.
Actually, I didn't think he would come through. So
I know, she discounted you. I was like, no, call him.
I was really scared to death.
See, you wouldn't have was
I
he?
watched y'all podcast before, and I was like, those two guys, they'll eat somebody
No,
up.
but it's just between
We ain't no
each
man
other.
either. We ain't no man
Eat
either.
somebody up.
Yeah. All right, well, y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not going to even promise y'all that we'll try to, be more consistent because we did that one time before. You see, I'm sorry. We tried, but we just so busy. And we live, 2 hours apart. So, yeah, I just so happened to be in town today. And so I was like, you're going to get a podcast done. So with that being said, let me see if I can give y'all a good quote today.
Or do you have a quote?
Or do you have a quote?
No, I don't have one.
Okay.
You always have something to say, though.
But I'm just going to come out the dome. Matter of fact, I just posted this on Facebook today. But, one thing we have to do is stop turning red flags into green flags. If it walks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Until next time, bye.
Later.